we're good to go. Here's the intro.
You've arrived at the Texas to Tennessee podcast, your home for your favorite independent artists and a couple of guys you've never heard of.
Who?
It was Texas, it was Tennessee. It was what I had coming to me. You were unlike anything.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Texas to Tennessee podcast. I'm your host, Soul Gravy, and tonight we have Miss Hope MacGregor. Thanks for being on the podcast, and special returning co-host, or not co-host, he was a guest on this podcast, and now a co-host, Mr. Nate Burnham. Thanks for taking the time, both of y'all, for doing this thing. It's always fun to have the special guest co-host. I mean, I love Steve and everything, but come on, that guy, you know. No, but first, I want to say thanks to Steve for putting all these things together. I know me and Hope are the ones that we got together as far as her being the guest, but Steve, all these co-hosts that have been on, Steve's lined all this stuff up, which is double the amount of work that people don't see. So we appreciate that. And he's probably cussing the phone right now because I'm saying that. But we do appreciate it. And just as a quick plug, if you don't follow the podcast on all the places that you can listen to podcasts, please make sure you do. And of course, all the artists that have been on this thing, any independent guys that you run across, make sure you hit the follow wherever you listen to your music. 'Cause we're all guilty of listening to it and never hitting the follow, and which is very important to building the resume, to get the gigs, to get the numbers. But anyway, that's enough of that spill. Hope, thanks for coming back on. You were a co-host on this thing before too, before being a guest on this thing. I think that was a first. So,
oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Well,
special.
I hope that's a vote of like being a decent hang. So I'll take it.
Well, I met Hope. She opened for Memphis Key here in town in Memphis at Hernando's Hideaway, and then found out that she was a local, at least where she lives these days, is in West Tennessee. So you are I said the first earlier, you're the second West Tennessee group that has been on this thing. So it's cool to get some local folks on here for sure. But we're going to start this off. Nate has Steve's lists of why are they famous. All right. But, not that we haven't given Talbot some shit already. But Hope lived in Norman, Oklahoma for, what'd you say? 8 months?
I don't know, 8 to 9 months. I was born there. And what's even funnier about this is my family is not an OU family. We're an OSU family. My dad went to Oklahoma State. Like, all my cousins went to Oklahoma State. My granddaddy went to Oklahoma State. So we're more of a Stillwater family. So, yeah, I'm ready to jack this up. Let's do it.
Well, you don't have to do anything. I'm the one that has to answer the questions. You can just chime in if you happen to know somebody. The rest of it is on Nate asked me about people that I might not know who they are. If you know them, please help a homie out and let's go. I want to know if the girls from Oklahoma roll their joints all wrong too. Anyway. I had to ask that. Do you have an answer for that?
I'm gonna say the girls let the boys roll their joints, and so
Fair.
by proxy, yeah, we get incorrectly rolled joints.
Okay, fair. Okay, Nate, let's go with Norman, Oklahoma.
Famous people from Hope's birthplace of not quite hometown. All right, Pat Bolin.
Oh God, that name sounds really familiar, and I don't know why. I don't know why.
Owner of the Denver Broncos.
That's right. I hate the Broncos too. Okay.
Okay, Roy Furr, Furr.
Definitely no.
Founder of the first store and cafeteria chain. All right, this one, you just got to think of the last name. I'll give you a hint. Helen Walton.
Oh, this This is a repeat. She is married into the
You've probably
Sam.
been to this place in the last week.
Actually,
Yeah.
I try really hard not to go.
Yeah.
Not to go. This is the Walmart person.
We all do it. We all do it. Yep. Widow of Sam Walton. Okay. One of my personal favorites, Ed Harris.
Oh, Ed's an actor. It was
Yeah,
on
a good
on.
one.
He is on what was the new Beth and Rip show that was just
If there's
Dutton
If there's a
Ranch.
military movie with a hard A in it, it's Ed Harris, or he's there somewhere. You know what I mean? It's Ed Harris is that guy.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
All right,
And I
Chainsaw
hear he's
Kittens.
and he's leaving the show. I think he's leaving Dutton Ranch, and he was one of my favorite characters on the show. But anyways, continue.
All right, Chainsaw Kittens.
I'm guessing that's a band. I hope
It is.
so.
It's a rock band. Yep. The Flaming Lips.
That's definitely a rock band.
Definitely a rock band. Some guy named Vince Gill. I didn't know this.
He's pretty
Some
good.
guy named Toby Keith. Never heard of
He's
him.
all right too. Yeah, I think he was really
Yeah.
popular for solo cups for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah. He's one of those like one-hit wonder guys. I know. Jim Ross.
Oh, good old JR. He's a WWE guy,
Yes.
announcer.
Ding, ding, ding. Hall of Famer.
He is. a Hall of
I did not
Famer.
know that. I didn't watch wrestling. My mom never let me. You know, I couldn't watch that or The Simpsons. It was
Me neither.
Yeah, I
I
couldn't
don't know.
watch The Simpsons
You
either
good?
at the
Yeah.
early days. I couldn't watch them either.
Now Simpsons is like watered down compared to Family Guy and some of those things.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Like,
Simpsons and
they
South
wouldn't let me
Park,
watch
we
this,
were
but
not.
now- okay.
Yeah, I couldn't watch it.
We'll do one more. Zach
Okay.
Taylor.
I'm pretty sure he's a football player.
Yeah. And well,
I mean, if not
Zach
that
Taylor's
Zach
one of
Taylor,
those
I'm
like
sure.
ubiquitous names that probably every like
Exactly.
kid has in
Yes.
some white suburban, Midwestern place.
Right.
This guy's a head coach of the NFL of the Cincinnati Bengals
Okay.
from Hope's place of birth.
No, okay, this actually, I'm so glad we did this up top because when people ask me like where I'm from, it's always such a hard question to answer because I have deep ties to Oklahoma, I have deep ties to Central Illinois, I have deep ties to North Carolina, and now I'm in West Tennessee. And so it's like one of those, well,
Were you?
I
an
answered
Army
depending
brat?
on how I wasn't an Army brat, but then I was in the Army, and so that's why I moved a lot as an adult, and I spent 7 years in North Carolina, and so yeah, it's always just like a weird question for me. But
Well, let's continue that weird question. We need just a brief, just tell the folks a brief, summary of who Hope is, and we'll kind of dive in from there. We'll expand on it.
yeah, I mean as much as I can condense it, I was a knucklehead teenager. I wanted to drop out of high school and run off to Nashville with a boy who I was in love with, and my parents were like, not gonna happen. So my mom started collecting like all these college brochures because my plan was to go to Oklahoma State and just like play in the bars, be by some family. And my mom thought I could maybe go to a slightly more prestigious university than Oklahoma State. Go Pokes. And so she was collecting all these college brochures. We got in a very familiar argument. You have to go to college. I'm going to go to OSU. You can do better than that. Picks up a brochure and says, if you're going to go all the way to Oklahoma, you might as well go to West Point. And I said, fine, I will. And I got online and like filled out the little initial application and got the full packet of like physical fitness evaluation, congressional nomination, like why do you want to serve your country essays. I was like, what is all this? Did some more research. Really kind of fell in love with the idea of like duty, honor, country, selfless service. And at the time it was like the height of the Iraq war. And so I thought, well, if I can get in, I'll go do that. And if I don't get in, I'll go do music. And miracle of all miracles, got in and graduated in 2011 as an aviation officer and did 8 years of active duty service, and then got out, went to law school because that was kind of like the next right step at that time. And then in the middle of law school, COVID hit, my grandma died, my dog got cancer, my car broke down, and my ex ran off with a blonde to Texas. So when my dad came out to be like, hey, are you okay? He found an old guitar in the closet and was like, why don't you start playing again? And so that's how we ended all the way up back here at music.
Can we just back up? And she just kind of glazed over the fact, like, a few things that, like, it's not easy to get into West Point. They don't just let anybody in to West Point. Like, you first of all have to be really smart. You have to be athletic, and you have to have really good grades. There's smart people that are not good at school, and there's dumb smart people. But she got in. I don't know how you jumped from Oklahoma State to West Point. Like, I don't really see that direct line. Like, that seemed like a leap. There's a lot that needs to be filled in there. But
well, no, it's just one step. It pissed my mom off, and that was the only line that we needed.
Do you understand, like, what a baller move that is? To just go, I'll just go join West Point to make my mom mad. Like, nobody can just pick
Most
up
people just
on a
watch The
Tuesday
Simpsons
and be that smart and that driven and just qualify for West Point. So, you know, she's got the talent, she's got the look, she's got the brains. Okay, there's a triple threat here, and we just kind of glazed over that fact. And the West Point's a big deal. And then on top of that, you were a pilot. I have so many questions about you being a Kiowa pilot.
Yeah. No, I mean, I appreciate the flowers. I'll take them. It definitely was, once I was all eggs in that basket, like, West Point became like the all-consuming mission, right? Like, my mom drove me down to Scott Air Force Base to, like, buy my first set of combat boots and, like, low quarters to start breaking them in the summer before I went. And so, yeah, I mean, it's definitely an all-consuming lifestyle to go to West Point. But, you know, I loved it. It was all of these type A, super driven, super motivated, smart people, but also people who were motivated by the idea of serving our country. And because you also don't go through all of that if you're in it for the wrong reasons. And so I think
it weeds it out.
Yeah. And so I think I really found, like, my people when I was there, for sure.
Now, was becoming a helicopter pilot just to make your mom mad too, or you just wanted to do that?
No, that one was, I was stuck between military intelligence and aviation. I had some really good friends going military intelligence, and I had some really good friends going aviation. And again, I didn't join the Army because I always knew I wanted to be an Army officer. And I hate to admit it, but I definitely was getting peer pressured in both directions. And I kind of knew, like, if I put one of those first on my request list, I would get it just where I was class rank wise. And I was talking to my older brother on the phone about it, and I was like, I'm just really stuck. And he goes, sis, if they're going to pay you to go fly helicopters and you don't go do that, you're a bigger dumbass than I thought you were. And I was like, well, there it is. So that's what I did.
You
got anything else on any of that, Nate, or you?
Oh, yeah. Good? I mean, I want war stories. I want, you know, I've got so many questions, but I know, like, we got to get to music and stuff too. But
yeah, that's okay. You know,
the
next thing
is
to
just
talk
glaze
about
over the fact that, and again, she humbly said where I was class rank wise. She was so high up in the class rank that they let you choose, and what happens is, like, if you're lower on the class rank, like, you end up flying, you know, C-130s or something, and the people don't want to do as much. When you, like, if you want to be a jet pilot, if you want to be a helicopter pilot, like, you get first choice based on rank. And she was so high up that she was like, whatever I pick, they're going to give me, because rank wise, like, the slots are open. So there's going to be a slot available for me to do this. So she had her choice to go wherever she wanted because she's this smart. So I just, again, we're kind of brushing past these little details, but it's worth noting that she's no dummy.
Well, we're brushing past them because you're supposed to be cool as a musician, whatever. And I grew up my older brother's baby sister nerd. Like, my brother was the cool kid, like, driving the getaway car for the streakers at the football games. And I was, like, in the marching band room, like, prepping everyone for the halftime show. You know, like, I was a nerd. Still am a bit of a nerd, so.
But you have to be an athletic nerd, like.
Yes. I can run pretty fast.
Yeah.
That's usually where you separate everybody, right? The running
Tons
fast
of
nerds don't.
Tons of nerds that like trip over their own feet. You know, like can't tie the shoes. They don't let them into West Point.
No, they don't.
So all that to say, like, very impressed with your background and everything that you've done, and thank you for your service, and just super cool, and it just deserves to be pointed out, and not just kind of, you're a humble person. I would have been bragging from the get-go. But I'll pull it out for you.
Nate would have been like, yeah, I'm Nate. I co-host this thing. I'm a fucking pilot.
Yeah, freaking I'm pilot. Valedictorian of 3 classes. It's fine.
All right. Well, we'll dive more into this stuff, but as somebody that's actually seen Hope's show and that side of things. All that stuff you were saying, Nate, it comes across in her show as well. She does hit on those points in her, in between songs and things like that, to give people a peek of who she is. She does a great job at that part of it, but also within the way she carries herself on stage and the songs and all that stuff. That same drive that you were talking about in the military, there's definitely some carryover to what you do these days. So we'll talk about all of that stuff. But we have to this is a tradition. We have to talk about pie. All right, this is Steve's pie. It's a musical pie. Mm-hmm. All right, the musical pie is made up of 4 sections. It is songwriting, it is performance, studio, and then everything else in the business, the keeping the car ready to go on your tours that we'll talk about coming up. Everything else that goes into it that you probably didn't expect to be part of it. Which one of those is home for Hope?
Songwriting. I mean, well, and let me be honest, like, I have definitely had periods of time where the business side of it has taken over the songwriting part of it. And I'll wake up some days and there was a phrase in the aviation industry, is like, if you're having an emergency in the cockpit, like, don't make your radio call, like, fly the airplane first, right? And so, like, make your radio call when you can, but, like, make sure you can land the sucker before you're saying Mayday, right? And so there are mornings I wake up, I'm like, okay, I got to remember to fly the plane. Like, there's no point in doing any of this if I don't have material that I'm proud of, songs that I'm proud of. And there is just, man, there is nothing that, like, makes me happier than writing a good enough song that as I'm getting ready for bed, I'm, like, playing back the voice memo while I'm brushing my teeth and washing my face, like, getting into bed. And I'm a 12-year-old. I can't be trusted with my phone by my bed, or I'll be up all hours of the night. So I have to leave my phone across the room. And there have been some songs I've written that, like, oh man, I'll get up out of bed to, like, go play it again on my phone and, like, get back into bed. And I think that for sure, that's where I find the most, like, joy and happiness, right, is as a songwriter.
I know some of your songs are pretty good, like, breakup FU kind of songs, right? Is that giddiness because of those? got you.
I mean, yeah.
Like, oh, he's gonna be so mad when they hear this.
Well, and some of those songs that come off as breakup songs are actually not about men or breakups at all. They're just like, I'm angry about this one interaction, and the most, like, common way to turn that interaction into something consumable is a breakup song. So I secretly have some songs that are not about men at all, but they're about maybe women in my life. But yeah, no, I think it's usually just the, like, oh man, that really captured the feeling I was trying to capture, or the way this song is making me feel is exactly how I felt in the moment when that thing happened, and that's what I wanted to capture. And so it's not always like, certainly I'm glad when there's a good singer in there, I'm like, oh yeah, stick it to him. But usually it's when that's exactly what I wanted this song to feel like.
Gotcha. Nate, you got anything on the songwriting side of things?
No, I mean, I understand that as far as it's what really gets it. It's where we started from. You mm-hmm. write songs for yourself and then find out that other people can relate to it. And And when you get that connection with a song and with people, and you get out your emotion in a way that like you're proud of, like there's just nothing better.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, Hope definitely has some of those songs that, as far as like the men hater songs or whatever. As far as it's not just the point of that. The point is that you have a great way of using the song to get the audience involved, even if they don't know the song. You know what I mean? That they might not know it, but because of your story before the song, whether it's true or not, it might not be about a man, apparently. Could be about somebody at Walmart. But you use that song to tell your story before the song, and then when you play it, people are interact. Like I've seen them, the women, interact. So, is all that something like? Where did that come from? Where did you learn to do those things and to prevent? Everyone, or not everyone, but people can get up there and they can tell the story, or they can sing the songs. But to know and to learn how to put that stuff together not everybody knows how to do that or understands it or is comfortable doing those things.
Yeah, step one is I'm naturally an introvert, but I was raised by two extroverts. My mother and my older brother are frequently the life of the party, and my brother has like never met a stranger. And so I think I have learned how to work a room, if you will, from just watching my older brother exist in life. Traumatic childhood moment. We were on a cruise ship. I think I was in like 4th grade. So my brother would have been in 6th grade. It was one of like 2 family vacations we took growing up. And my parents, like any good parent, took us to the midnight karaoke bar on this cruise ship. And I got up and I sang My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion, which like, who let me do that on a cruise ship?
On a cruise ship.
What in the world? And I got like the polite golf clap of like, oh, there's this cute little girl singing. And I really thought like, man, I sent it. Like that was next to Celine Dion. That's the best you're going to hear that song. And then my brother got up right after me and he did Who You Gonna Call, the Ghostbusters theme song, which is little to no singing in it. It's literally just Who You Gonna Call, Ghostbusters. And he brought the house down. And I just remember, oh man. And I'm crying. I'm sitting in the booth. I'm mad. I'm like crying to my mother. And she just turns and looks at me and goes, baby, sometimes being pretty just ain't enough. And like, okay, harsh delivery, but honest truth. Okay. So yeah, I think like definitely just being observant of the world around me, but then also, there's, something to be said for having a proving ground. Like when I moved here to Jackson, Tennessee, there's a great barbecue restaurant downtown called Baker Brothers Barbecue, and they hosted a weekly open mic. And so my first year here, my challenge to myself was you could do 2 songs at this open mic. And so my goal was every week to show up with 2 brand new original songs to perform. And I learned pretty quickly, like, that restaurant is not going to pay attention to me if I just start singing, especially if it's an original song that nobody's ever heard before. And then Drew, the owner of Baker Brothers, was gracious enough when I first put a band together. We played every final Friday for 12 months straight. So we had like a monthly residency. And that was great training to be a band leader and have rehearsals. And then also like, okay, yeah, how do I get this, again, crowd of people who don't know my music to pay attention to my music? And man, I wouldn't trade those years and those opportunities for anything, because I think that's where I really figured it out.
Well, I have other questions that aren't related to pie, but I mean, and you've already touched on the performance side of things. Apparently that was kind of there before the songwriting. You really knew. But when did the songwriting thing come about? Was that still, in the high school days, or?
Oh yeah, big music.
Were you even doing that while you were in the military?
Yeah, I certainly less when I was in the military, but I think I was like 15 or 16 years old when I joined a very bad bluegrass band. But when I did that, I kind of was like, oh man. And Taylor Swift was like really breaking out right around then. And so I was like, well, if she's writing songs, I can write songs. And I also like, my family is a very practical family, like matter of fact, say it like it is. Not a lot of room for big emotions, corn-fed Midwestern family, you know? And I had a lot of big emotions. And if I cried to my parents about it, they really weren't going to listen. But if I wrote a song about it and sang it to them, then they would listen. And so there was this weird psychology thing I think that happened where, like, if I could write a song about being sad about my grandpa having dementia, they would understand it better than if I just cried about it. So yeah, the songwriting thing definitely was an early on. And I have like, there's a handful of songs that have come up that have made it on albums, like Jealous Kind on my first studio album. That was a song I wrote when I was in the Army. Yeah, there's a couple that have come up. I'm trying to remember another good one. I'll have to think about it. But yeah, there's a couple that I wrote while I was still in that have made it into some recordings. So.
Gotcha. All right. As far as now we'll talk about that last piece of pie as far as the business side of this stuff. How long ago are we talking about open mic band thing at the barbecue joint? How many years? I mean, I know everything seems like either yesterday or 15 years ago, but when?
Yeah. So I moved to Jackson August of 2022. So I want to say so it would have been August of 2022 all the way to like 2023, start of 2023 that it was open mic season. And then I think start of 2023 is when we got that monthly residency. And then, yeah, I guess it was 2023 that we released my studio album, my first studio album, The Matriarch. Yeah, I think it was October of 2023. So that's when I really started working like the full band gigs more than the like solo acoustic stuff.
Well, I know. Okay, so to back this up a little bit, when I met you, it was because you were opening for Memphis Key, and because you were local. But you had history with Memphis Key. I don't know the whole story, but I know like Memphis Key is an Austin-based band, and you know, you had history with them, and not because of Memphis, the town. You're right. So that means to me you had been out. You know, you'd done some tours or some kind of shows. So how do you get from, you know, open mic? Because you were talking about what 2 years ago, right?
Yeah,
Something
3
like
years
that.
ago. I guess,
3 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So how do you get? I mean, this is a pretty quick turnaround. So how do you get from barbecue joint to playing, you know, wherever you're meeting these different folks like that?
Sheer audacity. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Just, I guess, but there's an element of like, if someone else can do it, why can't I guess. And also believing that like what I'm writing is worth hearing. And I don't mean that to sound arrogant at all. But I guess, I don't know, like if you want to say there's room in the music industry for a divorced Southern white woman, like I'll take it, you know? And I just think that there's a lot of like real strong women out there and men who love real strong women. And a lot of people, I kind of have been joking that I'm like America's favorite big sister. Like there's just so many people I've met that I'm maybe 2 or 3 or 10 years ahead of in whatever life experience that they're living. I'm not not that there's anything wrong with being a 23-year-old beautiful girl who just showed up to Nashville, but I'm not that, right? Like I've lived a lot of life. And so a lot of it is just feeling like there is a gap of songwriting that needs to be filled, and hell, I'm going to fill it.
Understand. Well, that's okay. But still, how do you get that, one, you got to have the drive to do so. Yeah. But what's the steps to get out there? I mean, you know, somebody that's playing. I mean, Jackson. For folks that don't know, I mean, Jackson, Tennessee is what I don't know what the population is. Probably somewhere around 100,000, something of that nature.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. So, but still, how do you get you decide I'm gonna do open mics, but then all of a sudden you're playing shows outside of West Tennessee. How do you make that happen?
Email, cold call, and get really comfortable with rejection. I mean, if people really want the nuts and bolts, because I know folks don't know, like there's a couple databases that I've used. I've used Indie on the Move, which is like a database you can search by zip code and city, and it's not certainly every live music venue, but there's a lot of live music venues in there. It's like, okay, I want to go play in Birmingham. Let me put in a zip code and a radius to Birmingham and find venues, and then go to those venue websites and be like, yeah, I think I could fit there, and then send an email. And then 72 hours later, leave a voicemail. And then 72 hours later, when they don't call you back, email them again. Just like a lot of that. Tune Hatch is another one. Americana Music Association is building their database of live music venues. So, I mean, and you can literally just go to Google Maps, right? And just be like, this city music, live music. And it will probably maybe be venues that are maybe too big for you right now, but you can put them on the vision board for a year or two in the future. But yeah, I mean, that truly is that email, phone call. If you know someone in the area, asking like, hey, I want to go play this venue. Do you know anybody there? I've got cousins all over the country, and now people I've met traveling all over the country. I'm literally talking to a friend today, trying to get something booked up in Kansas City. So yeah, it's emails and phone calls.
I got you. Nate, you got anything on that?
Yeah, well, I had something I was just thinking about what she said about the 23-year-old that shows up, but she's lived a lot of life. Like, do you feel like because you've lived a lot of life that's put you ahead in some areas of approaching music?
I want to say, yeah, like it's given me certainly some logistics training, how to take good care of people training of like, if you're going to come on the road with me, like I'm going to take good care of you. We're going to have a good time. We're going to go to cool places. I'm not going to ask anybody to like sleep on a stranger's couch kind of thing. But yeah, I think it's also put me behind in some ways of like, I've lived pretty comfortably, and going back to like a independent musician budget has definitely had its traumatic moments of like when I quit my day job to do this a couple of years ago. I remember going to the grocery store the first time, like knowing, okay, you have $56 to spend at the grocery store. And it's like, and I wanted, Dijon mustard for whatever thing I was cooking. And I was like, well, this Dijon mustard is going to put me outside of my $56 budget, and like putting it back on the shelf and being like, even the off brand is like out of reach. So there are some parts where I'm like, I maybe have a little bit more to lose, but what are you going to do?
There's a lot of people that we talk to. They don't have a plan B, right? And music is plan A from the beginning. You know what I mean? And like you've kind of went at this from, like you said, you're kind of backing into this. So it's a different perspective, than a lot of people would have. So
no, I mean, I've heard people kind of say that to me condescendingly in Nashville of like, well, when they hear that like I have my law license and I also was a pilot, and they're like, oh, well, if you have a plan B, sister, you might as well go do that because you don't want this bad enough. And to them, I say, I already did plan B and plan C, and like we're back to plan A. So don't worry about me.
Well, if you got enough drive to be a damn pilot and lawyer, I think, writing some songs, not that it's easy, but it, yeah.
A lot of those guys are like, oh, she's a lawyer? We can't fool this one. We just, like, let's go to some 23-year-old doesn't know what she's doing.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't pull one over on this one, guys. He's a helicopter pilot. It's not good.
They're like, we got to skip to plan B. All right. Well, okay. So you decide, you're going to get out into the world. You know what I mean? You're going to hit these databases. You're going to cold call. You're going to email. What are those first runs out for, for you?
I mean, again,
the goods and the bads of all this stuff.
Yeah, the good is like I have family all over the country, so it was when I started like really trying to gig again, and I would go home for something back up to where my parents live in Illinois. You know, there's like
Gotcha.
a wine bar there that I would go play at, and a couple of other little like restaurants that, and then it's, oh, there's a little bit more of a buzz because like, oh, she's in Tennessee, and people would assume Nashville. And that's, you know, a bigger thing for whatever reason. And so that made it pretty simple at first, right? It's because I have family there that I'm going to go sleep in my old bedroom and a little more low stakes. And then, yeah, I mean, just rolling the dice. Like, of course, it was scary. Our first, like, full band run down to Texas, like, not selling enough tickets and the venue calling me up. LOL, actually, very funny story on this. A venue that shall remain nameless. I signed a contract with them for a certain, like, flat rate guarantee plus a certain percentage of tickets if over a certain number. And they called me, and there was like a rescission clause in there of like how to amend the contract, which they certainly didn't abide by. And when ticket sales weren't good the week before we leave, and this was like the anchor show, right, that's going to fund the rest of the tour, so I'm not just going to like lose my hind end on it. They called like the week before, and they were like, hey, ticket sales aren't good. We're going to have to change our pay scale. And they were basically going to pay me like a quarter of what the guarantee was, but it was all going to be based on ticket percentages. And I just let it go. I was like, you know what it is. I'm like literally sitting in a federal judge's chambers taking this phone call going like, okay, sure, yeah, if y'all want to play ball like that, you can. And then we get down there, and I'm setting up my merch table, and like we've sound checked and everything, and the venue owner is out there. She's like, oh, that van is really nice. I was like, thank you so much. Yeah, it's a rental. She's like, those are really expensive. I'm like, yeah, I know. And she goes, are you doing this full time, or do you have a day job? And I just turned and I was like, as a matter of fact, I do have a day job. I'm an attorney for a federal judge in West Tennessee. And she was like, oh. I was just like, Like, I just left it at that. They haven't ever invited me back.
But did she
I've
pay
never
you
asked her
the
back.
original amount?
Yep, she sure did. I mean, we ended up selling
Love it.
more than enough tickets to cover that original amount based on the new pay scale. But it was just one of those moments where you could see her butthole pucker through her pants. And I'm just like, yeah, sis. Like, anyway.
That's good. That's good. All right, so Nate, I'm gonna start going into this as far as like releasing the original music. But is there anything that we've kind of bounced around a little bit? Is there anything you want to touch on that we've?
Yeah, we just
that
brushed
maybe
past
I
the
cut
fact that
you
she's
off?
a lawyer too, and pilot, lawyer, West Point grad. I don't know if everybody else at home is keeping up here, but who's this idiot that left you?
He also shall remain nameless.
What an
but I will
idiot.
say he's had his second wife, is working on his third. So I just was a trendsetter. That's it.
Fair. All right. Okay. So I want to start talking about the music that you've been putting out, because I mean you do have new music on the way. So let's start there, and we'll go backwards, because I want to make sure that we get to it. The whole point of you being on the podcast now is because you have new music on the way. So let's talk about that. What shall we be expecting?
We shall be expecting a roller coaster ride of Hope MacGregor going from 5 years of desperately single, like a lot of first dates, not a single second date, to finally getting asked out by like a man, like a real man, and oh my gosh, so gross to say out loud, but like, falling in love. So yeah, this is like the 5-song EP of now sappy romantic Hope MacGregor, I guess. We can stop being man haters because we now have a good man.
So you
Solid.
have the videos that I've seen are very kind of dark, witchy sort of stuff going on, and but they're sappy love songs.
Well, okay, so I released a standalone single earlier this year
Okay.
called Burn the Witches.
Yes.
And so that is very witchy because, yes, it is titled Burn the Witches. But that was just one of those songs, like, I couldn't sit on it any longer. Like, I guess in an ideal world, I would have been smart enough to save it for the next full-length studio album. But I just was so jazzed about it that I was like, nah, we have to like record it and release it as soon as possible. So that was a standalone. I think we released that in June. But then this like collection of 5 songs will be certainly more, I don't know, lighter, brighter, I guess.
Gotcha. Where do you do your work at?
We have a studio here in town, Jackson Records, Jaxon Records. It's been here, I don't want to say since the dawn of time, but pretty close. But it's owned by Jimmy XM, and he's just an institution here in Jackson, and it's got just the best vibe. Like it's homey, and it's dark and cool and moody and small and intimate. Like it's not anything. It kind of looks like a shoebox on a corner, but it's such a special place, and they've got great audio engineers there too. So I love working there.
Yeah, I was glad to know that part, honestly. You know, because I was beforehand. I'm thinking, you know, you're gonna go to Nashville. You know what I mean? You're an hour and a half away, right? Yeah, but just
I cannot afford the
I mean,
prices. It's crazy what they're charging over there.
Yeah, but you know like you know in your situation you drive by that place, you know that person, you know before you were gonna cut that album, you know what I mean, that you could have. Not everybody's gonna do that, no matter where they go or whatever. A lot of times they're gonna look for something outside of hometown. You know, I know it's not technically your hometown because that is Norman, but still, exactly. But still, you know, everybody's looking for bigger, better, or whatever. But you know the person, you know the venue, you know the feel, the place. And I mean, for those that don't know, I mean, Jackson's got. I live about an hour and 15 minutes away from Jackson, but Jackson has extremely rich musical history, to be the kind of town that it is. I mean, it's the birthplace of Carl Perkins. You know, it's you know, the baseball team is the Rockabillys. I mean, what else do you need to know that their AAA team or whatever A they are? They are the Rockabillys with a goat.
Yeah.
Well,
mascot. And we also
that's all you need to know.
Certainly, like Carl Perkins, like, you know, wrote Blue Suede Shoes, Elvis, kind of the start of rock. Like the Beatles came through here at one point. But also Gil Scott-Heron, who's kind of like widely considered the grandfather of rap music. Like he's from Jackson. So we have like such a huge, what I love about Jackson is it's not just the Memphis blues, and it's not just Nashville country, and it's not just Atlanta rap or LA hip hop or LA pop. Like it's all, like, we're in this really cool melting pot here. And I don't know, to your point of like a lot of people wouldn't use their hometown place. Like, why wouldn't I use my hometown place? Like, there's kind of, I think in a lot of small towns across America, if it comes from your hometown, it can't be good. And I run into that sometimes here in Jackson. People will hear me play and they'll go like, oh, you're so good, you got to move to Nashville. I'm just like, why on God's green earth would I move to Nashville when my whole band is here? The studio I record at is here. My home is here. Like, I walk my dog here, I pay my insurance bill here, I bank here, like, I go to church here. All of the things that make, like, life normal are here. And, yeah, I guess you can be attracted by, like, the bright, shiny lights of Nashville, but I always leave thinking, like, I need Botox and a boob job to make it. And I feel right at home here in Jackson, and nobody wants me to be somebody I'm not. So yeah, I love my hometown music scene for sure.
That's cool.
Your voice, like you mentioned all those, like, kind of the melting pot and everything, and you're a Southern woman, but your voice has a lot of soul in it. Like it feels like it's got some kind of like blues in there somewhere or some. I mean, what are your influences with music? Because, you know, it feels like if you wanted to do blues, you could. If you wanted to do rock, you could. If you wanted to do country, you could. Like, your voice just feels like it spans all those things. Like, what are your influences for that? What would you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I've been jokingly saying, like, if Bonnie Raitt and Tyler Childers had a baby, that's who I want to be.
Nice.
Like the Nick of Time album, life-changing for me. The Eagles, Hell Freezes Over album, life-changing for me. But then also the Garth Brooks Double Live album, life-changing for me. So there are like, I don't know, in a lot of different avenues in the Southern rock, in the blues, in the country. Like there are some standouts for me that definitely are top tier. So yeah, people have a hard time telling me what kind of music I play. We all just say Americana now, and it's the catch-all umbrella to all of it. But I'd say those three for sure are huge influences. But then I also love like Nickel Creek and Sarah Jaraz and like kind of the bluegrassier side and folk music side. So I don't know.
I understand that. Like people ask me what kind of music I play, and I'm like, country music, whatever that means nowadays. Like it's so many different things.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's pop, but it's traditional. It's, you know, contemporary. It's got a little bit of bluegrass in it. It's got a little rock in it. It's got, you know, Stapleton's bringing the blues feel into it, you know, and the soul. And it's, you know, country music is so many different things. It's hard. It feels like, you know, people want to pigeonhole you and like, who are you? Who do you sound like? But I feel like I'm the same way, where it's like I have all the things that I love, and sometimes I have a song that I want to write that's like a little more, you know, this, and then I want to do something like that, but it's still me, you know, and it's maybe some people say that it. Go ahead.
I think people now want to make, like people in the industry want to make you feel kind of silly for not being able to say exactly what box you fit in. But I defy you to go listen to the Hell Freezes Over album and tell me that that's one genre. It's not. Like, and I just kind of think like
there's
if
the Eagles with Joe Walsh and there's the Eagles without Joe. That's the genres, right?
Yeah. But I just think, I don't know. I'm always gonna err towards writing, number one, what's honest, singing it in the most honest way I can sing it, and then producing it in the way that feels like it's going to serve the song best. And I mean, that's also the beautiful thing about writing and recording here in Jackson is like my audio engineer is also my bass player. He's also one of my favorite co-writers. Like I've probably co-written more songs with him than anybody else. And so like to have someone who knows my voice and like we spend a lot of time together. And so he also knows me as a human, not just as an artist. And so yeah, I don't know why I would outsource that to someone who doesn't know me at all.
And that definitely makes sense. Do you think because of you recording, you know, one, I mean, you're doing this on your own anyway, so you can do what you want to. But do you think because you're in Jackson and not in the middle of something else like that you know that I can do whatever I want to do? Like we can make this sound, like you said, for the song, whatever the song is.
Yeah, not having a boss or like a chain of command for the first time in my life. It's so exciting. So yeah, I'm having a ton of fun with just like letting the best idea win. And if I want to push a release back, I can push a release back. If I want to change up a picture or a video or, you know, something on the website, like nobody's gonna tell me I can't. Yeah, people ask like, do you want a record deal? And I'm like, I don't really want a boss right now, so probably not the right time for me.
Well, the chat also pointed out that I also leave Nashville wanting a bow tie and a boot job. So thanks, chat. I appreciate that. Yeah. Well, I don't want to skip past the album. You know, I want to make sure we talk about that a little bit more before we get out of here. When's the release date on all of this? Sorry, I'm having TikTok was trying to shut down on me. But
no, don't do that, TikTok. So the lead single, Vinyls and Vices, comes out September 4th, and then the whole EP comes out, I think, September 24th, the week after Americana Fest, whatever that Friday is. So yeah, it starts off breakup song, classic, and then kind of goes into the process of like meeting someone, the angst of like, oh my God, can I even do this again? I don't know if I can love somebody again. Into the like, oh, falling in love older is weird because everybody has a history now, and like you're dealing with everybody's pasts in a new and interesting way. Into the just like, okay, here we are, full send, we're in love. So yeah, that'll all come out on September 24th, I think.
Piecing that EP together, was this kind of intentional, or with this your story there, or is this just kind of the way life was going and it just happened that way?
Yeah, no, it just kind of fell out this way. I had the song about like being a person with a past, dating a person with a past was actually, I think, the first song that got written. And then I never really intended on writing another song inspired by my ex-husband, but one of my buddies, Trevor, here had the idea and for this song, and so of course we had to pull on Reality to write it. So that's Vinyls and Vices. That's the lead single. And then after that, it just like I was really just chasing a lot of the things I was actively feeling at the time, and just beauty of being in Jackson with so many cool different songwriters, had the people I could call in to make it happen. So
is the band on the recording, is that your band as well?
Yeah, those are my guys. The only person there's a couple folks that came in that we don't normally travel with. So we got Dave Thomas to come play keys, and he toured with Aretha Franklin back in the day, so no big deal. And he's just an insane keys player. And then we got Shannon Cook to come in to play some pedal steel for us. So that's very exciting. So yeah, Shannon, right?
That's it's kind of. I mean, some of them I know who they are. I've never played music with them, but it's definitely the first time we've had someone on the pod where I actually know the studio guys. Usually it's like somebody from Nate's neck of the woods, and I'm just going, oh yeah, that's right, yeah. Old Earl, yeah, he's really good, and I'm sure they are, but I don't know them. But I'm slowly meeting everybody, so that's the cool part.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
I don't like answering this question, so I'm just like happy to perpetrate it on somebody else. But like, what's the song you're probably most proud of writing? And the follow-up is, if someone was going to listen to Hope MacGregor and they were going to just go listen to one song, what song would you send them to go listen to? Yep. See? Yeah. That feeling. That reaction right there.
Wait, sorry. From this EP?
You got to do it. But I'm going to leave it open-ended. The song that you're like most proud of writing, like you're just real proud of it, and then the one that you would send people to go listen to if they had one song to listen to Hope MacGregor. Good luck.
Okay, can I get two for the one I'm most proud of?
You're your own boss. Yeah. You can do whatever the hell you want.
We make all our own rules. There's no chain of command.
She's a lawyer and a pilot. She can do whatever the hell she wants to on this little podcast.
No chain of command. She can do whatever she wants.
Exactly.
Watch out. Okay, so the ones I'm most proud of are the ones that I get the most messages about. And there are two that have come up recently. So I have a song, Dog Dishes Laundry, which was like literally when my life fell apart and I would just like want to come home from class and get in bed and cry and not do anything. My mom was like, listen, baby, I know you want to get in bed and cry, but first you have to walk your dog, do your dishes, and fold your laundry. And when you do, like, go do those three things. And when you're done doing those three things, if you still feel like you have to go lay in bed and cry, fine, do it. But chances are you do those three chores, like you're going to have your feet under you, you're going to be fine, you can keep moving on with your day. And the number of people who have messaged me or texted me or come up to me at a show and are just like, I have my own dog dishes laundry, or like, I had to go try dog dishes laundry because I was in that, like, that to me is just like, yes. To take like my heartbreak and my mom's wisdom and like gift those to somebody else to help them, like 10 out of 10. There's nothing that makes me prouder.
That's cool.
And then I have a song, Why Dogs, that is all about my yellow lab that I lost December of 2020.
Lucy?
Yeah, Lucy. Yeah, so I lost Lucy to cancer. I had her for 12 years. She lived about 13. And I mean, truly, like, not to get like super dark, but I did suffer from some mental health issues and suicidal ideation. And there were a number of days that genuinely, like, if I hadn't had Lucy, like, I wouldn't be here. Because the thought of her laying next to me and not knowing why I wasn't getting up, like, that kept me alive. And so I genuinely owe that dog my life. And when it was getting close to that time that I knew, like, time was really, really short with her, I just sat in here one night and I was just like, why dogs? Like, of all the beautiful things on planet Earth that we get to experience that don't last long, like, why do dogs have to be among them? And had a buddy, you know, message me just the other day that they had to put their dog down, and he's had that song on repeat. Just, again, just to be there with someone in that moment to, like, A, you're not alone, and B, like, honor your dog's memory with my dog's memory. Yeah, that shit really makes me proud for sure.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I have a chocolate lab that she's got a tumor, and our time is short. I was listening to Why Dogs today, you know, and we're in that moment of, like, we only have so much time with that. The vet said we probably wouldn't even have her by the time the summer ended, you know, by the time school started. She's still here, you know, and so we're taking every day. So that song, listened to it today, and I was like, oh man, like, this is spot on. And I saw the canvas of Lucy running through, like, the field to the, you know, and it just, like, hit me, because we have so many of those moments with our dogs. You know, dogs are for memories, and they're just part of our family. And so I appreciate you know, sharing that song and sharing the story. It was really cool.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So Gabe Lee has one out there too. Yeah, that is, yeah. Man,
An American Aquarium,
watch.
Yeah.
And the thing about Gabe was the last time I saw him and he played that song, it was his final song. He left everyone with the tears of that song. He knew what he was doing. He played his 45 minutes and left with the saddest damn song possible. Yeah. Well,
when we did that album, so that song is just me on guitar and vocal. We didn't do anything else with it for the album. And when we played the album release show, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Like, and I remember standing up there alone with my guitar and singing it, and I couldn't look at anyone. And when I finally, like, kind of made eye contact with someone in the crowd and they're just, like, ugly crying, I was like, my bad.
Yeah. Well, so if you want to, you know, if you want some breakup songs and some love songs and some extremely sad songs, definitely go see Hope MacGregor live wherever you can when she rolls through your town. No, it is. You have a way of making all those points on stage, even when you're by yourself. You know, keeping everyone's attention for those spots. So you do that really well. So, but we got to get to the rapid fire and get you out of here. We're almost about to hit the hour point, so we got to respect everybody's time. Again, thanks for both of you for taking the time to do this thing. I know, like I said, Hope's returning. She's a guest. There's an episode out there. I don't remember which number it is off the top of my head. Hey, chat, let me know what number Hope was a co-host on. And Nate he was on early on the podcast. We still don't know what we're doing, but we're slightly better at it. But anyway, definitely go check out those episodes, especially the one with Nate to hear all of his story. Nate, you got anything, as far as you want to mention before we get to some rapid fire on your part?
I've really enjoyed this, and it's fun being on this end of the interview process. Like, I get to ask the questions, and put people on the spot, and so thank you guys for having me on, because this has been a lot of fun for me. And now I have a new friend.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to support Hope and look forward to watching you and your journey. This is gonna be awesome.
Right back at you.
It is cool. It's cool to have the networking part of it too. Even though it's just it's not it's just one-on-one, but it's still cool to make connections sometimes. What about no, Nate? As far as in your music world, you got anything you want to talk about before?
We were just on dogs. I have a song called "Bird Dogs Fly." That you know, I lost a German Shorthair Pointer. You see all the birds behind me, and he passed away 2 years ago, and I couldn't. I had so many good memories with him. I had to write a happy song. So the whole premise of the song is the bird dogs go to heaven and they chase all the birds in the sky. And so, you know, bird dogs fly. And so, you know, it's a sad song, but it sounds happy. So there's a twist on it, you know, and it gives you something to look forward to because, you know, one day there's going to be some puppies waiting for us at the pearly gates. And, you know, the whole idea is we're going to go throw on a collar and go hunting again, you know. So, but no, I just when I saw the stuff over on Lucy and the song and stuff like that, I was like, wow, Hope and I are already friends. She doesn't know it yet, but we're friends already.
No, I sent her that one when I told her you were going to be the co-host. That was
yeah, yep.
Yeah.
All right, well, cool. Let's get into some rapid fire. Nate, I'll let you start with a couple so I don't steal any of them.
All right, what's your favorite chord to play?
E minor.
What's an album that you've purchased more than once?
Garth Brooks Double Live.
It's because it got taken off iTunes and you had to buy it over again when they. Sure, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
That's the Ireland,
CD
right?
to iTunes generation, you know.
Wasn't
if
that
you
like...
could go to dinner with one historical figure, who would it be?
Teddy Roosevelt's daughter, Ethel.
Okay, you got to explain a little bit.
I've got so many questions, but this is rapid fire.
No,
we can pause. You keep going.
Okay, so Teddy Roosevelt is quoted as saying, because apparently Ethel was a little bit crazy and was out there acting a fool, and an interviewer asked her, "What are you going to do about your asked him, "What are you going to do about your daughter?" And he said, "I can either be president of the United States or I can be Ethel's father. I cannot do both, and I want to meet that woman so bad."
All right. There we go. Okay, Nick, keep on going. I got to do research.
If you could open for one artist or band right now, who would it be?
Tyler Childers.
Okay.
What's your ideal green room? Like, what would you have in there?
I'm really not picky. I want like a recliner. Like in an ideal world, I'd have a recliner, some salt and pepper potato chips, and a dog. Any old dog will do.
What's the first concert?
There's you a song right there. Sorry.
First concert I went to? I can't remember. It was either Beach Boys at the State Fair or Dan Fogelberg.
If you could go to see somebody in concert that's no longer with us, who would it be? Dolly Parton included, since she passed away today, R.I.P.
I know, R.I.P. Dolly.
Yeah.
I think I would really want to see Aretha Franklin live. I would want to feel that in my bones.
Especially the younger, the chain of fools, the never met, yeah.
You know what I'm thinking.
All that stuff. Mm-hmm, yep. Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
What's your bucket list venue?
The Ryman.
Oh, that's cool. You guys have Buc-ee's out in Tennessee, right?
Out in East Tennessee, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so, I mean, if you go to Buc-ee's, what do you have to get?
I try to not go to Buc-ee's. I'm a Love's girl. Love's Travel Stop, shout out. I'm still looking for a sponsorship. Download the app, 10 cents off on your gas. If I do go to Buc-ee's, I am going to they have like a Philly cheesesteak burrito. I will get that. It has done me dirty once or twice, I'm not going to lie, but it is delicious.
So why Love's over Buc-ee's?
It's not pretentious. It's and number one, not as crowded, and it's not trying to be something it's not, okay? And I'm serious. That app, 10 cents off on your gas, and then I've used it so much I get 12 cents off. Are you kidding me? I'm poor. I'm broke. Give me free gas. And then they have like a Love Your Mondays promotion where if you have the app, you can scan it, and then they have like a free item on Mondays. So I'll take it.
Listen, Buc-ee's gets all the love. Like, it's got to be able to take all the hate too, so that's fine, you know. Do you like tribute bands? Yes or no?
Speaking of hate.
Not really. But it's not because I don't respect the work they put in. It's just not for me.
If there's one fictional character that you would want to have as a friend.
Pocahontas. But the Disney cartoon version of Pocahontas. Or Sacagawea. Some call her Sacagawea.
Yes.
Lewis. But she's not fictional. Damn it.
She's not. But Pocahontas is like the Disney version of Sacagawea. We'll just go with that.
Yeah, I guess that's my best answer. Or Moana, maybe. I like her a lot.
Okay.
She's pretty cool.
You like strong indigenous women. Are you like 132nd Cherokee?
Look at my hair. Come on now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just white. Mostly Scottish.
MacGregor. Yeah. Yeah, but you can say you're Cherokee. Nobody will argue.
Yeah, exactly.
Last movie you went to in the theater?
Oh, I just went and saw the Mandalorian something.
I enjoyed it.
A Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I liked it.
One of the 40 Star Wars movies. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Your ideal sponsor would be Love's. If you had to like say a sad song, what's the first one that comes to mind?
Nate's going through all the questions. This is so good. I like it.
A sad song.
Dude, I'm just ripping them off.
Hurt by John, but the Johnny Cash version.
Okay.
Ooh. Yeah.
That one.
Like, listen, Trent Reznor's no hate. It's just Johnny Cash.
And
all right,
at the time period that he recorded it too, it's the perfect combination.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. This one, we kind of already know because you already lived your life like 4 different ways. But what would you be doing if you were not doing music? And you weren't a pilot and you weren't a lawyer.
What else would you do?
You gotta think of something else.
You should live a little, Hope. You should.
Yeah. I think I would probably be either working for some sort of nonprofit in the agriculture space or doing hair at a hair salon.
Your trajectory, I thought, was going to be astronaut. You were just going to go to the next higher thing, So hairdresser, I didn't see that coming.
No, hairdresser.
I like
just
that.
so that she can hear more dirt and write more songs. That's the secret to the hairdresser thing. Any songwriter should be a hairdresser.
Hey, listen.
Yeah. You get all the scoop for the songs.
I think Megan Maroney
right.
has a song about this.
All right, I got one more for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Probably the most important.
Oh,
Is
crap.
this the last one? Last one? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Little Debbie. What's your favorite Little Debbie?
Yeah. I don't know how to choose amongst my children in this way. And I just need you to know that Little Debbie's were my constant companion in 5th grade when my mother went back to work and I was unsupervised after school. And so I'm going to have to go with today's gut feeling of Zebra Cake, just because I think we're all a little emotional about Dolly and we need something soft and comforting, pillowy, with a nice center to it, something to ground us. Some days I would say a Nutty Buddy, but that just feels a little too harsh and crunchy for today's atmosphere.
2 zebra cakes. 2 large zebra cakes.
It's got to be the double pack. If it's not the double pack, I want you to go home and get out of my house.
If we're talking Dolly,
yeah,
the double pack. It's got to be the double pack in honor of Dolly.
Double pack only. Yep. Yep.
I don't even. I mean, we're not supposed to laugh because Dolly just passed away. And
Dolly would have laughed.
Dolly would have laughed.
No doubt about it. Yeah, she probably would have said the double pack of Big Deborah's is probably what she would have said.
She would have beat us to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. That was kind of an intention for me today, honestly, was to get home and get the Jolene album out, the record out, and play it. But time didn't allow for me to do that. So that's definitely going to happen soon. Which is a really cool version. There's if anyone ever sees a Jolene 45, let me know. Send it to me. Buy it, something, because if you slow that down, it sounds. If you put it on a slow speed and on the 33 and play the 45, Yeah, go YouTube that. Everybody's got homework. It's you know, I think Dolly would even think it's really cool. So, anyways,
oh wait, sorry,
go ahead.
Nate, I missed one of Nate's questions. What song do people need to go listen to get a vibe of Hope MacGregor? Sloppy Seconds. Go listen to Sloppy Seconds. That'll give you a good picture. Yeah, and I think Dolly would like Sloppy Seconds too.
I think
we all got
too.
in our feels about the dogs and forgot about it.
Yeah, we did.
So, so the chat didn't help me out. Thanks, chat. Nate was on episode 48. So, I mean, we're like, I think I just released, what did I release? 41 or something like that? 241, something of that nature. So, Nate's, it's been a little while.
Only 200 episodes. Congrats to you guys. That's awesome, by the way.
It's pretty crazy sometimes. It gets to be much, but then when you get into these conversations and you meet everybody, it makes everything, just like the shows. You know what I mean? When you meet everybody and things are going cool, it makes everything else worth it. It's the same thing. We got make sure you go follow Hope on all the socials. And engage in those socials. Don't let them fade off into the ether. Actually, if you see it, hit the like button, comment, because that, if you want to help independent guys, that is one of the things that you can, that those little things, doesn't cost anything. Go follow on wherever you listen to your music, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, whatever you do. Hit the follow, but the huge part of it is to engage in whatever you run across of there, so that it'll keep it on the algorithm and let other people find it. The other thing is go to shows. And ask for Tennessee whiskey. But go to shows and buy merch. That's the only, I mean, we didn't really dive into this part of the thing, but I mean, you hear it so much from folks. The only way they can afford to do this thing is for people to actually, come and buy the tickets and buy the merch, right? So, anything else? Nate, thanks for taking the time to co-host on this thing. You did a great job, and
yeah, man.
Can't wait to see you at. Hang on, I got to get my reverb ready. Where is it? Stocktober. It's going to be coming up in October. I believe it's the 14th at the Rhinestone in the Stockyards of Fort Worth. Me, Talbot, Patrick from Country vs. Metal, Jared Morris. We will all be there, and along with a whole bunch of other folks. Adam Hood's going to be playing, Courtney Patton, and tons and tons of folks. Go check out our socials, mine over at the Texas Tennessee podcast page, and then Talbot's with the Cowboy Distortion. All of that stuff, and you'll be able to see the huge lineup of folks that will be partaking in this event, including Nate and Hope, if she happens to be in Fort Worth, October 14th. But anyway, thanks guys for doing this thing. And is there anything else that we've missed? Everything good?
I think socials are at Hope MacGregor Music.
Good deal. Go. Is there a what day? When did you say the album was coming out?
Yeah, so September 4th will be the single, and then September 24th, I think, will be the EP. So.
Gotcha. All right. Y'all have a good evening. Thanks, chat. Y'all were engaged on the old TikTok and YouTube tonight, so we appreciate that. So.
No, thank you guys. I appreciate you.